From NBC News by way of MSN, Raven Symone reflects on telling Oprah Winfrey, "I'm not an African American," and she doesn't look great, but she kind of has a point there. And I've said several times that you don't really say African Canadian or African British. It's only African American for some reason. And of course, Cameron went viral, I don't know, a couple weeks ago for basically making the same point to his co-host Mace.
I'd rather feeling black than African American, because our Africans don't even fuck with us.
Wow.
Because they don't.
And Americans do?
Well, you're American, Mace. You're born in America. When you go to the Olympics, and when I say African American, you go over there, they call us Yankees and all that. They fuck with us, but we're not from the motherland. We're from America. So I'd rather say I'm a black American. When we go to the Olympics as a country, and somebody black is fighting from the United States, you don't say African American, you say American. You don't even put a color on it. It's an American fighter fighting a European fighter, or China or Japanese or anything. You're known in the Olympics as an American. It doesn't matter what color you are. You're an American.
But that's a little bit of a different story. Raven Symone is clearing up controversial comments she made back in 2014. In a new episode of Tea Time with Raven and Miranda, Raven Symone addressed her interview with Oprah Winfrey when she said that she's an American. "I'm not an African American." The Cheetah Girls star said that she was misunderstood and people didn't hear what she said clearly. Well, they don't want to. They're just going to take what it is and manipulate it to fit into their narrative of race baiting or bigotry or whatever, and turn you into a self-loathing black right-wing conservative or something like that. I want to talk about something that has haunted me since 2014, she began. When that aired, I felt like the entire internet exploded and threw my name in the garbage. There was so much backlash from my community and others that misunderstood / didn't hear the exact words that I said. And the exact words that I said is that I'm an American, not an African American, she continued. A lot of people on the internet thought I said I wasn't black, and I never said that. There's a difference between being black and African. Absolutely. Cameron made the point, and I mean, it's a long-standing joke, right? Like, oh, Morasoka, right? It's a completely different thing. And when you say African, you're talking about an entire continent, right? So you came from the entire continent of Africa and got dropped off in California, and now you're an African American. Okay, whatever. Raven Symone's wife, Miranda Pierman Madej, asked her to clarify what she had meant. "When I say that African American does not align with me, that label, it doesn't mean that I'm negating my blackness or I'm not black," she explained. "In fact, I could argue just the opposite." She explained, "It means I am from this country. I was born here. My mom, my dad, my great, and that's what I'm saying. The pure logistics of it." Yeah, but they don't want to talk about facts. They don't want to talk about the logistics or anything like that. She said that she understands her history and where her ancestors came from, adding that she knows how much blood, sweat, and tears they've soaked into this earth in order to create the America that I live in today. Free, happy, tax-paying American citizen. Raven Symone continued by saying that when she's in another country, people tend to say, "There's an American," basically parroting the exact same talking point as Cameron. But we know facts don't matter. There's an American, plain and simple. It's not, "Look at that African American over there." When Pierman Madej asked how the public's reaction felt at the time, the actor said she felt attacked. "I felt judged and not heard," because she didn't go. And look, I don't think for one split second that Raven Symone is like a hardcore conservative who stands against race baiting or grifting or affirmative action or whatever, but she just has her own point of view based on logic, and that's just not enough, so they came for her, and that was 10 years ago. "I felt judged, not heard," she said, explaining that she's not first or second generation African American and identifies simply as American. "Stop mislabeling us," she said. Raven Symone added that nowadays she feels more people understand the root of what she's talking about and thinks the younger generation is starting to break down those barriers of labeling. Absolutely. And one could also say that the tables are genuinely starting to turn. The That's So Raven star said that her mom thought Winfrey set her up for backlash because she reacted to her comments right away instead of letting her continue. The actor said that when she walked off stage, she felt like she had said something that's bad, which contradicts who I am as a human. She doesn't think that Winfrey set her up, but she did think the host shined a light on what she said for people to scrutinize more. Yeah, well, it's Oprah. She's like the biggest mega talk show host in the entire world. And 2014, I guess, was probably on our way out, but still, a lot of people's, I didn't see it. I didn't see it when it happened. I heard about it many years later, and it kind of makes perfect sense, right? Like, you're not gonna, again, you go to Toronto and say, oh, look at that African Canadian, right? No, you just don't do it. Raven Symone said that the original interview with Winfrey was supposed to be her coming out interview. Instead, it became a conversation about labels. In that same 2014 interview before the African American comments, Raven Symone told Winfrey that she didn't want to be labeled as gay, even though she's married to a woman. I want to be labeled a human who loves humans, she replied before making her comments about being tired of being labeled. I said, don't label me. And it turned into that instead of my coming out, she said. Okay, well, as you can see by the last little bit here, this is not like a weirdo rabbit conservative Trump supporter. She's basically the picture of not eating up every single talking point that the establishment throws in her way. So just by her basically saying, well, I don't even really understand what African American means. My family for generations has been here, so I'm a black American. And I don't know, Raven, maybe she's been to Africa, but it's like every time you talk about African American, you're like, dude, I never even been to Africa. Maybe if you go back 200 years, somebody in my family came from a country in Africa, but that's a bridge too far. And you shouldn't question the regime because you know how they love to manipulate words. So if you're not on board with every single one of their weirdo language manipulations, along with all the other stuff, you will be thrown under the bus because 99 out of 100 talking points just is not enough.